So I got to stop you right there. You're almost on the right track,
Right,
but then
so
you start saying a lot of erroneous things which are not true. The Shroud of Turin is a 14.5-foot linen cloth bearing the faint
yes,
image of a crucified man, believed by many Christians to be burial cloth of Jesus of Nazareth. So this is why it's
yes,
so debated because of religious significance. Millions of Christians, particularly
yeah.
those with the Catholic Church, believe the shroud to be an
Not just the
authentic burial
Catholic,
shroud of Jesus Christ.
The Protestant,
High-resolution
the
images show evidence of
Orthodox,
human blood, identified as
the
type AB, with
Methodists.
characteristics that suggest severe physical trauma. New studies, a recent
Yes,
study suggests that the image is more like an imprint
yes.
from a low-relief sculpture than a direct
what
image from
is
a
the
human body.
what?
The
Have you
age, what I was
seen?
trying to tell you
Have
was the
you
age.
seen?
Some studies propose the shroud's 2,000 years old. However, a carbon dating analysis in 1988 dated the cloth to be from the medieval period, 1260, the year 1260, to the year 1390. A
Can I
finding
correct you on
still debated
something?
by some experts.
Can I correct you on something? Well, let me finish. Walk in here. I gave you time to talk. I know, I know that. I'm just saying that was done in 1989. It was in the fire, which gave it more
The
carbon.
DNA on the cloth confirms a human male. On the Y chromosome DNA analysis, it confirms a human male. Early analysis of the Y chromosome DNA is found in the bloodstains indicated the person was male. Mitochondrial DNA analysis,
Yes,
diverse human genetic
yes.
signatures, later study analyzed by dust from the shroud and found a complex mix of human mtDNA from many individuals. Various geographic
Not the
origins.
blood, not the blood. No,
Yes, the blood,
have
the
you
mitochondrial DNA
have you
analysis
seen the study that they just did
is from blood.
in March of 2025? What's the
The
bloodline?
various geographic origins of that mtDNA sequence belong to different
But
haplogroups and indicated a wide range of ethnic backgrounds, including people from Europe, the Middle East, North Africa,
exactly,
and the Indian
exactly.
subcontinent.
Africans, the
Evidence of
Middle East,
contamination.
Europeans.
The
What do
diverse,
you think he was here
listen,
for?
evidence of
He was
contamination. The diverse nature of mtDNA suggests the
the
shroud was
most. Oh, wait a
handled
minute.
by numerous people over time, leading to
Hold up
widespread
a second.
contamination
Hold up a second.
rather than
The most
indicating a
violent
single
people
unique
in the
origin
world were
of the
white
relic.
people. The most violent people in the world were white people.
Who said that? I'm talking about the shroud. No one said
Well,
anything
I'm
about
walking
white
here and
people.
just got through saying that.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm trying to tell you that you
I
listen.
got
Hold on, bro.
black
Hold
in
on,
my
because
family.
this guy's
I
relying on the
got
shroud of the Turek,
Mexican in my family. I got Native
and there's not
American
even
in my
one person's
family.
human
I
DNA
got
on there. It's a
Arab,
lot of people.
Jewish, and Caucasian in my family. Exactly.
Okay, now that we're past the sarcasm, let's go back to the point of the
Why
debate.
would you say
You
that
jumped on the Shroud
if
of
you ain't
Turin.
got?
I'm telling you that the Shroud of Turin is not a direct evidence right now. There's a lot of DNA in that Shroud of
Have,
Turin. Okay,
yeah,
next.
there's a lot of DNA, but not DNA strictly from the blood from the male. It's AB. Do you know what the Jewish blood is? Most of them are AB. AB. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. The rest of the problems, the only person that did
There
Abraham.
isn't a single most common blood type for all Jewish people, as it varies by geographic
Yes,
origin.
there is.
The
Yes, there
Ashkenazi
is.
Jews, who have roots in European populations, often show a prevalence of type O blood, while some from the
Oh,
Sephardic
blood.
communities
Yes.
have a
That's
notable high
because they
frequency of type
mixed
A
with
blood. The
Europeans.
distribution
That's
also
because they
differs
mixed.
significantly in Israeli populations, with the type A positive and the O positive being common. So it's not AB.
Exactly.
Okay, so you
Exactly.
just
The
said it was
ones
AB.
that did
It's
not
not
go
AB.
up to Europe. the ones that were Orthodox Jews, what they kept.
It does not explain Orthodox. It says Ashkenazi Jews. It says Sephardic Jews and population in Israel. It's not talking about religion.
That were left in Israel when the Muslims took over.
It does not say that. There's no. What are you talking about? Ashkenazi Jews, type O. Sephardic Jews, type A. Population in Israel, type A, 34%. O positive, 30%. There is no AB here. I'm not saying they're not AB, but they're not predominantly AB.
Dude. I don't have my phone on me right now, all right?
Right.
I
now, whether this points to whether Jesus was Jew or not, it really doesn't matter. The Bible says that he was a Jew, so let's just assume he's a Jew. Now, skin color, back to the skin color part. If they're from the Middle East, they're probably not going to be Caucasian. If they're from the Middle East, Jesus and all the people around who lived in Jerusalem back then, they were predominantly brown, like a tan. Some of them black almost.
Not all of them. There was blacks. There was bronze. There was Caucasian. It touched from Europe, Asia to Africa.
Lots of people were not as mixed back then. Lots of people were not as mixed back then.
That's what the
we had our Nordic Vikings. We had our European people that were pale up there. We had Native Americans from all over the world that were brown and different colors. We have you can call people from Antarctica Native American. However, the people in Antarctica, they were pale.
Yeah, I know that.
They adapted to their geographical area. So stop with this color thing.
They came over from Genghis Khan and migrated over from Alaska.
All right, you're giving me a headache, bro, because we're really not getting anywhere with any kind of point on anything. You kind of just debate very vaguely. And I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but then you start saying stuff that's like a little erroneous, like the Shroud of Turin, that thing was incorrect. You just said that most Jews are AB. Look it up. And it's not. They're not AB. So you've not succeeded in fact-checking.
The true Jewish line.
Right.
The true Jewish line.
Like, then you're like, I think that humans were with dinosaurs. We just proved that wasn't the case. Now, I gave you possible misconceptions of animals that look like dinosaurs. Crocodiles, alligators, iguanas, Komodo dragons, giant eagles that are now extinct. For example, in America, North America, we had condors in the Wild West. In the Wild West, there were giant condors. They're beautiful birds that were giant and 5 foot across.
Dude, you're not letting me speak.
Because you keep saying stuff that's erroneous.
How would you know that?
Because we just fact-checked you 3 times. All Jews are not AB.
Fact-check me by atheism.
Like, seriously, you're not saying anything that's factual.
By atheism. How long do you think the world's been around, dude?
A long time. More than 2,000 years, that's for sure. Older than the Bible.
I know that.
This is scientific evidence.
If you believe in God, do you think he's time-based or
back to what I was saying? Yes, I do believe in God. However, I told you that Göbekli Tepe is the oldest site that we discovered on religion. That religion that was found in Göbekli Tepe is similar to all of the religions in the world. Which means that the religion that we're worshiping now could be originate from that.
It's in Turkey.
So honestly, I don't feel like we know 100% of what we're talking about when we worship.
What site are you using?
The Bible, the Quran. There's a lot of similarities. There's other religious books. They could be very similar. We might not realize it. So you're right.
What site?
So next question. We agree that the Earth is many millions of years old.
What site are you using on your phone? Are you using AI or Google?
All of it. Google, AI, scholarly sources was what I use.
What kind of phone do you got? What kind of phone do you got?
It does not matter what phone I have. It's an iPhone. It doesn't matter. They all have access to the internet.
Well, I could get an AI phone. Okay? Hang on a second.
It doesn't matter what phone you're using. It doesn't matter. It's all connected to the internet. Are you talking about me or are we talking about? So what is he going to try to look me up? I mean, I don't care if he looks me up. That's fine. I mean, I have nothing to hide, so it's all good. But dude's all over the place with his conversation, talking about 2,000 years old. Yeah.
Well, my brother's already left with his AI phone, so I can't use that.
Phone doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, you go on these tangents about like humans were with
No.
dinosaurs. There's no evidence of that. But I'm not
Yes,
saying
there
that
is,
there
dude.
aren't
They got
animals that
them
look like
painted-
dinosaurs
they got them
when
painted
humans were
in
alive.
caves.
I just gave you examples.
Get me out of
The
here, bro,
alligator.
when they tried to say
Alligators
a
were around with the
hippo
early man. You can
with a
call
long
alligators
neck,
dinosaurs, but I'm talking
with a
about
long neck,
actual dinosaurs, Jurassic period.
with the long neck.
I just
Dude,
gave
you're
you
going off
examples of
what you
animals
were
that look
taught
like
in
that.
school.
They're not dinosaurs. They're just similar.
What?
Manatees and
What?
stuff like that.
Okay. What was the first dinosaur you seen in Jurassic Park? Eating
What?
what? Plant eater.
There are evidence of
Eating
plant
what?
eaters, and there are evidence of meat eaters, and there are evidence of
Exactly. Do
omnivore.
all meat eaters have canines? Do all meat
I
eaters?
just
Hold
told
on.
you the answer. Omnivores have
Do
both.
all meat
Meat
eaters?
eaters, yes, primarily have canine and sharper teeth because they have to rip the meat that they're eating.
Okay,
Plant
so
eaters
all
don't
meat
need
eaters have
canines.
right?
Plant eaters
Right?
have flat teeth.
Okay, then why do oh, let me finish.
Why do
Why do
what?
panda bears have canines and they eat bamboo?
They eat bamboo, bro.
They eat bamboo. So why do they have canines?
Why do they have
If
canines?
they're not meat eaters.
Pandas
They
are bears. Pandas are
always
bears.
ate, exactly, they always ate bamboo. Panda bears always ate bamboo. Yes, oh yes it
Okay,
did.
what
They
you
are a
call panda bears now,
plant-based species.
listen. You're asking the silliest questions, but I love your questions, but I'm going to answer them. For example, let me not get to the appendix on the human part first. Panda bears, they have canines. Why? The answer is in the name. They're panda bears. They're biologically classified as bears. They still have their
Yeah,
ancestral traits from their carnivorous
yeah,
ancestors, despite their
yeah,
herbivorous diet.
yeah.
So, yes, you're right. Molars and flat teeth are for grinding bamboo, but they never fully lost their canines. They are still bears, bro. They're still bears.
Because they use their canines to break up the bamboo, dude. It's been a proven fact that they never came from what are crabs? Crabs are
You
spiders,
asking that
dude.
question is like asking, why do humans have nails? Why do humans have nails? Well, let's look at all animals that have nails. Mostly nails are for defensive measures. Now, we
Yeah,
don't use nails as defenses right now, but maybe thousands of years ago, early man probably did have a little bit of claw. We used to have use for the appendix. We don't use the appendix right
oh, I
now.
know that.
It doesn't mean we're
For
not freaking
poison,
meat
for
eaters. No, it's just we've
basically,
evolved over thousands of
that's how
years
they found
cooking
out.
food in a fire, cooking food in a fire.
Exactly,
Hey, we don't need to use the
exactly.
appendix anymore because we don't eat raw meat.
Dude, I
We cook
know
our food
that.
now.
I
So
know
we
that.
evolved. So
I know
panda bears
that.
evolved. They still have their canines because they're still bears. They are still
Dude, why are you
bears.
getting so aggressive? Why are you
Because you're
getting
like
so
asking
aggressive?
these crazy questions like, why do pandas have canines? Because they're bears, bro. They're bears.
They're bears.
They're
They use
bears.
their
There's no
canines to break
conspiracy.
up the
There's no conspiracy. They're
bamboo.
bears. They have
They use their
canines.
canines to break
They're
up
bears.
bamboo.
And then you're debating skills. Like you're debating about panda bears having canines, and then you're jumping to humans. I think humans were with dinosaurs. Like, no, they weren't.
Pop shot Nick.
And then you're asking about what color was Jesus and all this stuff. Evidence suggests early man in the Middle East, they were all brown, bro. Jesus is probably not white. That's
I know
depicted in the
that.
Bible.
I know he did have blue eyes and white skin.
Like, come on, bro.
I know that. I know that.
Then if
dude.
you know all this, what are we arguing about? What are we debating about? We agree on everything, so there's no debate.
I do not agree on atheism.
No one is atheist.
So
Nobody
you're not
said they were
atheist.
atheists here. So
you're
next
not
topic.
atheist.
What are we debating about now? What are we debating about now?
So you're not atheist.
No, I'm not atheist, as I told you 100 times already.
Okay. I got you on that then. That's cool.
Holy moly.
Now,
I go by
there was
evidence.
witnesses to Jesus, was there not?
Okay, wait. I want to hear what he's talking about. Now he's going to Jesus. Okay, proceed. What are you talking about? About Jesus? Go ahead.
There was
Proceed.
witnesses to Jesus, right?
Well, we don't know that. You don't know that. But they say there are witnesses to Jesus. In the Bible, it depicts that people follow Jesus. What's your point?
It was all written down.
It was written down. You're
down.
right. What's your point? What's your point?
From his 12 disciples, which one of them hung himself, and he was disemboweled because he bloated up and his guts exploded after he had hung himself because he betrayed him. From the guilt and suffering from what he did to him. Self-loathing and
all right,
and the
so
guilt
what is your
of what he
point
did
in all
to him.
this? Wow, you're saying stuff that happened. Okay, good. What's your point?
Dude, why are you screaming?
Because you say a lot of stuff and you're not putting any point to stuff. So like
Because
usually
you're not
when I
letting me-
debate with someone, they say a
Because you're not
precursor
letting
of
me
things.
answer.
They say a few things and then they go,
Dude,
boom, here's the point.
Dude, you're not letting me answer anything.
I've been
or
letting
say
you talk for
anything.
30 minutes and we just circumvent. Circumvent
Dude.
means talking in circles. Circles.
Dude, you're the one that's talking in circles because you keep cutting me off.
I keep correcting you on things that you are going
correcting me on what?
like, oh
Keep
my gosh.
correcting me on what?
I corrected you on humans and dinosaurs.
How
They
do
were
they-
not
how do
together
they
at the
get-
same time. Not Homo sapiens. Maybe some sort of early man, but there's no evidence of that either. Jurassic period was like over 200 million years ago. Humans and dinosaurs did not
In other words,
coexist.
other words, you believe in atheism.
Homo sapiens is what modern humans are. Homo sapien is a classification of you and me and people playing Grand Theft Auto and my neighbors. We're all Homo sapiens. We did not live with dinosaurs. We did not live with dinosaurs. Not Homo sapiens.
Then how did they draw them in caves?
Because they drew the animals in their depiction around them. They drew bison. Why did they draw bison? Oh my gosh! Bison were running around when they were running around. They used to hunt them. Bison burgers, yummy.
Bisons are only in America, dude.
Okay, doesn't matter, but that they drew bison because they eat bison. Yummy. I like bison burger. Let me draw a picture of bison. Yum yum. Hunt this animal. So yum good. Burger, bison, yummy.
What has a long neck? that's real long comes out that's called a behemoth
What has
with a
the long
big
neck? Look,
body.
let me show you. Let me give you a
The
couple
biggest,
things.
hold up, the biggest dinosaur there is. With the legs drawn, flat legs. Just like if you've seen the little cartoon Little Neck
Yeah.
with the long tail,
All right.
how would they know how to draw that in a cave?
Because they saw an animal that looked like that.
Because what animal looks like that? What other animal
I
looks
gave
like
you
that?
so many examples. Let me pull them back up. I gave you so many examples. I even gave you an example of one that could be misconstrued as a dragon, like a Komodo dragon, which is called dragon. They had big animals back then. There's lots of stuff that look like dinosaurs to us now, but weren't necessarily dinosaurs from the Jurassic. Look. Oh my goodness, a crocodile. Oh, that's a type of dinosaur, guys. Crocodile. That was around early man. I'm going to draw that thing in a cave. I mean, we even got dinosaur-like birds, like the cassowary, that walking one that killed the guy that he had him as pets, and they stabbed him to death with their feet. They got lots of animals here that look like dinosaurs, guys, that are also ancient. I mean, alligators, we can call them dinosaurs. I mean, they're old, they're ancient. I mean, we got elephants, we got whales with hip bones, guys. We got manatees, if I'm not mistaken, have hip bones as well. That means manatees once roamed the earth and walked around. And then they decided, you know what? Forget this. I'm gonna start swimming now. And they became manatees over millions of years. So yeah, man probably drew a bunch of crazy stuff that they saw. Early man, yeah. Doesn't mean they're dinosaurs in Jurassic period. Early man did encounter some crazy animals, guys. Does that answer your question? Is he done debating now? Can I play Grand Theft Auto? Okay, I guess he fell asleep. I mean, the annoying part was just him not being able to focus on any kind of topic with the debate. Dude was jumping all over the place. Oh, humans were with dinosaurs. I believe man were with dinosaurs. Like, no, they weren't. But what are the cave drawings that they drew? You mean like bison? Mmm, yummy bison burger. Yeah. No, I mean, if he can focus on the topic, then he'd be better at debating. But he keeps jumping around. Then he went to the stone masons and stuff. I'm like, we're talking about geographical stuff here, and then you're going like with stone masons. What does that have to do with anything? And then he starts the sentence off saying, I don't think Israelites are black, or I don't think they were white. And I'm like, you're right. They were all the same damn color. Right. Yeah, man. Oh, okay, okay, hold on. So this guy here, he's asked me a very, very good question. He's asking me, are aliens real? And I'm going to answer that question to you. There's got to be. There's got to be other planets with other animals out there. There's greater than 50% chance that there's other life out there. 100%. I mean, Well, Jurassic Park, definitely. You're right. You know what? I was wrong. You're right. Jurassic Park, guys. Humans were with Jurassic Park animals. Yep, you're right. That guy won the debate. They say whales are mammals. But if a whale identifies as a fish, then let the whale be a fish. I respect the whale's identity, and I dare not to assume the gender of the whale. But yeah, there's definitely probably life out there, and I mean, it could almost be like, let me just, I mean, I'll give you a couple scenarios. So, any alien life out there, if they have the technology to come over here to visit us on Earth, they're probably so advanced that they would just observe us. Oh, look at these human-like creatures. Oh man, they're blowing each other up. They still fight each other. What primitive creatures these people are. They're probably looking at us like, what the heck's wrong with these creatures on Earth blowing each other with these primitive nuclear bombs? Like,
Dude,
it's
dude,
like us looking at ants. Like, we're
dude,
so far advanced from
dude,
ants, and we just look at them,
dude.
and there you go. That's it.
Pump shot Nick. Pump shot Nick.
What? Why do you keep saying dude?
I've been trying
We respect whales, but not him.
to try to get a word in edgewise and you won't let me.
You won't let
You got
yourself get to
angry.
any point.
Why are
All
you
you do
so
is just
angry?
you start off with a
Why?
whole paragraph
Hold
of
up. Why are you
vagueness.
screaming? Why are you so angry?
I'm angry because you don't have a point in anything you say. You start
I
off
don't
with
have a
the
point in
highway has a
anything I
highway
say.
sign, and then you're like, cars have wheels on the highway, and then you're like, why don't they have chicken stands selling chicken nuggets on the highway? And then I have to explain to you why.
What? Why are you so angry, dude? Why are you
Right.
so angry?
I'm not angry. I want you to be better at getting your point
I,
across.
dude, I am better, but you haven't let me talk at all.
Okay, I'll let you talk. Go ahead. What's your
You
next
have shut
topic?
me
I'm
down
ready.
every time I have tried to say something.
But you've also said so many things that are not correct. You said the
Dude,
Jewish were all AB, and you're like, look it
I
up, and
didn't
I'm
say they were
and
all
sure
AB.
enough, that's not the
I
case.
said the ones that were left in Israel that did not mix with other races were mostly AB, which is the lowest percentage of Jews that are originally not mixed with other races. Yes, that they have AB blood. The other
So
Jews
what's your
that were
point? This
up
is what
in
I'm talking
Europe, the
about.
ones
Okay,
that were
you got your
down in
point across.
Africa, the ones that were over in Iraq, where Babylon was from, they got tan skin. They look like an Arab. You would think they were an Arab if you put them side by side.
We've already established that people from the Middle East have color. You're just reiterating the same thing that we've already talked
Yeah,
about. So
and
what's your point?
and who roamed the Middle East? Did they all have color at one time?
Yes.
Are
Early
you sure
man
about
probably had a
that?
very similar
Are,
color. It's not until
are,
the geographical separation of man and woman that everyone started getting
exactly.
their own
Eh,
physical traits adapted for
eh,
their environment.
eh, there
Antarctic
you go.
people were not black.
Exactly. You're
Antarctic people
proving
were
my
not
point.
black. They were white because that's what physical traits
Okay.
adapted for their
Okay.
environment.
Then why does all the Eskimos and Tibetans and part of Russia, East Russia, have dark tan skin and long black hair? Why? Why? They're not just monks. That was Genghis Khan. That was Genghis Khan's
Well, let's look up your question.
lineage, dude.
Why are
That's the
monks
reason
and
why
Tibetans
Do you
tan?
know why China built the Chinese wall? Because of Genghis Khan.
Why are Tibetans tan?
Tibetan monks are in the Himalayas, dude.
Why are Tibetans tan?
Not up in Russia and Eastern Russia.
Here's the answer to your question. Here's the answer to your question. Here's the answer to your question. High altitude, UV radiation. Tibetans live on one of the highest plateaus in the world. An extreme environment for humans. Less
Exactly.
atmosphere means more harmful UV rays. So they get tan, bro. Does that answer your question?
Okay.
It's logical,
So,
right?
If they live in one of the most coldest regions of the world, then why do the Norse have blonde, red, and brown hair, green, blue, and brown eyes?
Because, like I told you, when the humans were separated, everyone gets traits that are respective to their geological area. Like the people from Antarctica, they're not black because they didn't evolve to be black. They just are white because of the certain area.
Dude, there is no people in Antarctica.
So you're asking me, why are there Nordic people redheaded and blonde and all this stuff? Because that's what they evolved in that area. That's what they had.
Exactly. That's my total point, man.
That was my point before. So why are you bringing up the same point again? This is what I'm talking about. You keep bringing up the same point.
At me
Then there's no clear point too.
I'm totally agreeing with you.
All right, so we agree on this. We don't need to debate about the same thing that we agree on. That's not a debate.
Why are you screaming and getting all angry?
I'm not angry. I'm just you brought up the whole Nordic thing. You're like, but why are they redheaded? The same reason.
They adapted to their
Yes, they adapted. Okay. We agree on the adaptation.
Inbred with other DNA and bred with other DNA.
You're right. They adapted to their area that they adapted to.
To their
next point. What is the next point? We're past this now. We agree. We agree. What's the next point of this argument or debate? What are we talking about next?
What does it say in the Bible? What does it say in the Bible?
What do you mean? What does it say in the Bible? The Bible says a lot of stuff. What do you want to know?
There was God.
What do you want to know?
The Omega. What was to the right of him? The Word. In the beginning, there was God and the Word.
Okay, once again, so you're asking about the timeline of the Bible now.
Who came down with Adam and Eve? How do you know all this stuff wasn't going on of the Garden of Eden? Was in Mesopotamia.
Bro, what are you asking? I don't even understand what you're asking anymore. I'm just going to play Grand Theft Auto and just chill.
Dude, I lived Grand Theft Auto.
You're asking stuff that I don't know.
I lived it. I don't put Pump Shot Nick because I think it's making me cool. Do you know how many guns I got? I don't play Grand Theft Auto that's 20 years old. 20 years old.
What does you having guns have to do with anything? So, like, why are you bringing that up now?
Dude, you said you fought for a freedom?
That's what he said, yes.
So you were in the military?
Yes, I was in the Navy, yes.
You were in the Navy?
Yes, I did 8 years in the Navy.
You didn't see no action?
What?
You didn't see no action?
I saw some.
You saw some in the Navy?
Yes.
What, pushing buttons?
Washing
dishes? Washing dishes?
No, I can't really talk about where I deployed, but let's just say I did see some action. And it didn't involve pushing buttons, no.
I was in the Marine Corps.
Okay, what was your MOS?
What was my MOS?
Yeah.
I can't technically talk about that because it's classified. Punk
Then you're not a Marine. Don't tell me you're a Marine and you can't talk about your MOS. That's BS right there.
Simplify, my brother. My friend died in IED blast. Came back.
Then what was your
buried
MOS?
an empty
There is
coffin.
no MOS you can't say, oh, I can't talk about it.
Empty coffin. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You're right. You didn't say your MOS. What's your MOS?
You said, what's your Navy SEAL sign?
I didn't say I was a Navy SEAL. I was a Navy Corpsman, FMF,
You were
Fleet
Navy
Marine Force.
Corpsman in the Marine Force.
I was a
How'd you see
corpsman, yes.
combat? How'd you see combat?
So let me
if you're
correct
a
you.
Marine,
You're saying you can't say
that's
your
when you
MOS
get-
because it's classified. That's not true. There's all MOSs are unclassified. Now, maybe what you did could have been classified, but not your MOS. So what was your MOS in the Marines? If you say you're a Marine.
Dude, my family is background all the way from.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask about your
family.
family background. I'm asking what was your MOS in the Marines? It's a simple question. 11 Bravo. I was comms. I was artillery. What did you do? Were you an engineer? What'd you do?
No, I was a foot soldier.
You were a foot soldier. You were a foot soldier.
Yeah.
Now I know you're not a Marine
Foot soldier.
because there are no
Foot
soldiers
soldier.
in the Marine Corps. That's Army.
Foot soldier. Foot soldier.
There are no
Marine
foot
Corps
soldiers in the Marines.
There's no foot soldiers. Who goes in first?
Who goes in
goes in
first?
first?
Infantry,
Yeah.
not foot soldiers. Marines don't say
Infantry,
foot soldiers.
exactly.
That's how I know you're not a Marine.
That's
This
the-
is why I
that's the
love
same
when people
thing.
say they're in the military and they weren't.
Dude,
because you don't know the
dude,
lingo.
that's the
You don't know
same
how to
thing.
speak it.
Dude, that's the same thing.
It's not the same thing. No Marine is
You
going to
know-
tell you that they were a soldier. Go to any Marine and ask him
Dude,
that.
I know what infantry is, dude. That's common
Everybody
sense.
knows what infantry is,
That's-
but you don't even
you
know the
said-
MOS. You're saying you're a foot soldier. Who refers to the MOS as foot soldier? No one. No one says that.
Hey, Diamond.
I think they refer to the Marines as
That's what infantry is.
I'll be at Navy,
That's what infantry is.
but
A foot soldier.
No,
But
no.
you
So
say-
for me, for example, so I'm a Navy corpsman, or I was,
Okay.
and so my
Okay.
job is one of very few that we could deploy with the Army and wear their uniform. We can deploy with the Marines and we wear their uniform, and of course we can deploy with our own branch, Navy. But this guy's talking about he's a Marine, and he says it's
If
classified.
if
You
you're
can't
in
say
the
it's MOS.
Navy, you
That's
cannot
BS right
deploy
there.
as a Marine
Whenever you
or
ask
the
someone in the
Army.
military what they were,
You are-
Army and
if you're
Marines, they
in
have
the
MOSs. Navy,
you
they
are
have rates.
in a
It's the same
submarine.
thing.
You are on
It's the job that they were. So my rate
you are
was
on a
corpsman. That's
aircraft
essentially
carrier.
MOS.
A
So he's
aircraft
telling me he
carrier.
was a foot soldier. That's
Or-
how I know it's BS
Yes,
because
I was
no one
infantry.
says
I
they're a
was
foot
infantry.
soldier. Everyone is
infantry.
proud of their MOS. Every single person that graduates boot camp, after boot camp, you go to the next phase of training, which is training for your actual MOS or rate.
Dude.
In the Navy, we call
Dude.
it A school. So
Dude,
everyone
where's
who
Camp
graduates,
Lejeune? Where's
they say
Camp Lejeune?
proudly what they
Where's
are.
Camp-
I'm proud.
where's Camp
I was a
Lejeune? Where's
corpsman.
Camp
Any
Lejeune?
Marine that's graduating, they're going to say
Where's
what they
Camp
proudly
Lejeune?
are. Like, oh, I was an engineer, or I was 11 Bravo,
Where's Camp Lejeune?
or whatever. You're like, they're not going to say,
Where's
oh, I was a
Camp
foot
Lejeune?
soldier. Or they're not going to
Where's
say,
Camp
yeah, it's
Lejeune?
classified. Like, no one says that.
Dude, where's Cherry Point and Camp Lejeune?
What do you mean, what's Cherry Point, Camp
Where's
Lejeune?
Cherry
What do you
Point
want to know about
and-
Camp
and
Lejeune?
Camp Lejeune.
What do you want to know about
I
Camp
know
Lejeune?
everything about it. My sister lives down there because my brother-in-law is still in the Marine Corps.
Okay, so your brother's still in the Marine Corps. Cool. He's in Camp
No,
Lejeune.
not my
Awesome.
brother.
I did training in Camp Lejeune.
Dude,
What do you want to know
I
about Camp
didn't say
Lejeune?
my
Why are you
brother.
bringing up Camp
I
Lejeune?
didn't say my brother. I said my brother-in-law.
Okay, whatever.
He
Your
lives down
brother-in-law.
there. It's
What's
still
your point?
involved.
Once again, why are you bringing up Camp Lejeune? I
That's
did
where
training
was
there.
Based.
Huh?
You did training there in the Navy?
Yes. Have you not listened
I'm
to what I
sorry,
said?
but that ain't
Navy
technical.
corpsmen are medics
ain't-
for
that-
Marines
that is
and
not
the Navy.
technical.
Marines are
Were you-
Department of the
were you
Navy.
MP? Were you MP?
No,
Are you
I
still-
was a corpsman. I just told you like for the 10th time.
You were a corpsman.
Yes, that's a
you
medic
were-
for Marines
you were
and Navy.
or a corpsman.
Corpsman, CORPSMAN, corpsman. Look it up. HM is a rate.
Found that out.
Yes, I know exactly what it is.
You don't know what it is because you're assuming that I was an MP and you're surprised that I was in Camp Lejeune being in the Navy when I just told you that Marines are Department of the Navy.
we're the Navy.
They don't have
If
medical.
you-
If you ever, by the way, guys, if you ever have
if
a
you go- if
Marine
you go
or
into-
someone that says
my
they're a Marine
sisters-
and they say they're a
my
doctor
sisters-
or they're anything medical, they're lying because there are no medical in the Marines.
I wasn't a medical.
I'm not.
wasn't
I'm
a
just
doctor.
telling for reference.
I know
Next
that,
time you
dude.
try to do stolen valor,
I know that,
don't
dude.
ever say you're a medic in the Marine or a doctor in the Marines or something like that.
I never said that. I was
Or
never
a
a
foot
doctor
soldier.
in the Marine Corps.
I know. I'm just saying. You said you're a foot soldier.
I was infantry, a foot soldier, yes.
No, man, you're
Foot
not a
soldier.
Marine, bro. You're not a Marine. Marines don't
How
call
would you
themselves
know?
soldiers. That's strictly Army. You got to get your branches right. Army are soldiers or warriors.
dude, I'm not
Marines
trying to get
are
technical
Marines
with you.
or devil
Dude,
dogs.
I am not.
Marines
I am not the
never
leathernecks.
refer to
The
themselves as
leathernecks.
soldiers.
They are
Never.
leathernecks. They are leathernecks.
Not everyone's a leatherneck.
Okay.
I don't think you know what a leatherneck is.
A leatherneck is a Marine. Is a Marine.
A leatherneck is
Leathernecks.
not just any Marine. There's
No,
a typical
a
type of Marine
leatherneck.
that are known as
No.
leathernecks. Not
Oh,
every
what,
Marine's
the
a leatherneck.
recon?
Nice
The
try.
Recon? The recon? The recon?
It depends.
Not every Marine is a leatherneck. What are you saying? You saying my boy died for no reason and he wasn't a leatherneck?
I did not say your boy died. I'm talking about you.
Listen
I'm
to
talking
my
about you.
voice. What do you think I
What
did for a
MOS were
living?
you in the Marines?
I told you I was infantry, and I can't talk about the stuff I did. I'm not making up shit, dude.
So
I
what
got
theater?
shot in the arm.
Let me ask you
I
this:
got a
what
fucking
theater did
broken
you
face,
fight in?
a
What
cracked
theater?
skull,
Listen,
a
what
broken
theater
back.
did you serve in? Did you serve in OEF, OIF? What did you do? Like what theater did you serve in?
What theater did you serve in if you were in Camp Lejeune and not up there in the Great Lakes?
Okay, let me educate you real quick. So
Let me educate
you're
you something.
okay. I'm going to answer
The
your
Navy
question if you
goes
let
up
me answer
there
it.
in the
I was a
Great
Navy
Lakes,
corpsman.
dude. You did not go to a Marine base if you were Navy corpsman.
Yes, I did. Marines
If you
are
were
Department
a
of the Navy.
Marine,
Navy corpsmen are the
Corpsman,
medics for
you
Marines.
are
When
a
Marines deploy,
Marine.
like when
That means
2nd
you
Marine,
are
2nd
a
Division
Marine,
deploys
not
to
a
Iraq
Navy.
or Afghanistan,
Not
they're going to
Navy.
have medics
Not
called
Navy.
Navy corpsmen who are not Marines, but they
Plumshotnik.
serve with them.
Plumshotnik.
They're called Fleet
Get off
Marine
the
Force
internet and
corpsmen.
start living real life. All right?
What?
I got TBI.
You're both, you're Navy Army. You're both.
I can't get technical. I got traumatic
You don't
brain
need to get
injury.
technical. I'm telling you that
I can't
that I
remember
was at Camp
names,
Lejeune.
dates.
That is where the East
I can't
Coast.
remember names, dates.
Okay, well, let me tell you. I'm telling it for you. That way you don't have to question it further.
And I got PTS.
Camp Lejeune has a training called FMSS, Field Medical Service School. It got renamed to
Yeah,
Field
I know
Medical
that.
Training Battalion. On the East Coast,
I know
Navy
that.
corpsmen
I know that.
that want to go Fleet Marine Force with the Marines, they do the training
Yeah.
there. It's a 60-day training. It's almost like another boot camp with a combination of
Yeah, I
Navy
know
corpsmen
that. I
and
know
Marines
that. I
as
know that.
instructors. No, you didn't know this. Because if you
Yes,
knew
I
this,
do know
you
that.
wouldn't question me
Yes,
being
I
at
do
Camp
know
Lejeune. So I'm educating you on what training that I did at Camp Lejeune, which is why I was at a Marine base, because we are Navy corpsmen serving with Marines. I started off at Great
Navy.
Lakes. Yes, you're right. Great Lakes is where the boot
Exactly.
camp is. And then our
That's
Navy
where the
corpsman
boot camp
training
is.
also was at Great Lakes. After that, after I graduated, then I continued further training.
So you came exactly to Camp Lejeune and
So
not,
now
not
back to my
California?
question is,
And not California. In San
I
Diego?
just told you that the
California?
corpsmen that
Why-
serve
why-
on the
why
East
would
Coast
you
of the
be
United
based
States
at the same
go to
place
Camp
that me
Lejeune
and my
for
friend
Field
was,
Medical
that was in the
Training
buddy system?
Battalion. On the
Why
West
would you
Coast,
be based?
they go to California.
Why would-
Yes.
Dude, let me talk. Why would you be going to Camp Lejeune that I went in with the buddy system with my old friend?
Why would I go to Camp Lejeune? I just
Instead of
explained it to you.
California.
Our
Instead of
field medical
California.
service school was there.
Really? Really? Okay, what was your rank?
What was my rank? I was an
Yeah.
E3 at the time.
You were an E3.
I was during
How
that
many
training,
years you
yes.
spent in the military?
How many years?
Yeah.
I said I did 8 years in the Navy.
You did 8 years in the Navy.
Yes.
The Navy.
Yes, the
on land
Navy.
or water? Were you on land or water?
Was I what?
Were you on land or water?
I didn't go on ships.
I didn't say
I went
water.
FMF.
I said, were you on land or water? Were you on land or water?
The longest I've been on a ship was just a week. I didn't stay on ships. I wasn't blue side. I was green side.
Blue side. Okay, now
Corpsmen ride on
from.
ships for
Now I'm getting where
transport
you're
with the
coming
Marines.
from.
We don't stay
Now
on
I'm
ships
getting Where
forever.
you're coming from? Now I'm getting where you're coming from.
Okay.
I spent 3 days at break, too.
Where did you serve at? Iraq or Afghanistan or both?
Neither. I did something else.
Redwater first 3 days.
Okay, so you didn't see no action. You didn't see anybody get shot and killed.
I did see people get shot, and I did see some action, but it's something that I actually can't talk about. So I can. That's
So
to the
you
extent that I can say.
talk about it, but you went in Afghanistan or Iraq.
There are more areas of deployment than Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm gonna leave it like that.
I totally know all about it, dude. I totally know all about that. But you didn't see. But you seen action.
Yes, and I told you that I can't elaborate on it.
And you're telling me somebody that was over in the desert, somebody that was